I am now going to call this November 7th, 2023 meeting of the Oak Ridge Town Council to order. Welcome to everyone who's here in council chambers tonight and everyone who's watching on our YouTube live stream. It's a true pleasure to be here tonight. I'd now like to invite Autumn Fight, who is a scout in BSA Troop 219, forward to offer the invocation and lead us in the pledge. Would you please rise?
Let us pray. Dear God, we pray that you will guide these council members during this meeting to make decisions with wisdom and clarity. Please be with them and help them work together to fulfill their roles with compassion for this community and to bring glory to your name. We trust that you have put these leaders in charge of the citizens and resources of Oak Ridge, and that you will enable them to choose wisely with the gifts you have placed in their care. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Autumn, for being here tonight. And I hope your mom got a good photo. We'll now move on to the second item on our agenda, which is the approval of the agenda. Council, what is your pleasure?
Madam Mayor, I move that we amend the agenda to add a closed session to the agenda per North Carolina Statute 143-318, 11, Section 3, to consult with the town attorney on a matter of attorney-client privilege immediately after council's comments.
Second.
I also move to add a report from the Triad ABC Board to the Community Organizations Report.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries, and the agenda as amended is approved. We'll now move to approval of the minutes from our October 5th regular meeting. Council, you've had the opportunity to review the draft. Is there a motion?
I make a motion we approve the minutes of the October 5th regular meeting.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries and the minutes are approved. Those minutes will be posted on our town website probably tomorrow, where residents can also find minutes from other past meetings. We'll now move on to item number 4, resolutions, proclamations, and announcements. Although we don't have a formal proclamation, I want to announce that tomorrow, November 3rd, 2023, is the 25th anniversary of the incorporation of Oak Ridge. At the request of our special events chair, Patty Dumchowski, and with the help of Representative Hardister's office, a United States flag was recently flown over the state capitol in Oak Ridge's honor. We're currently working to arrange a time for Representatives Faircloth and Hardister to present that flag to us, possibly at our December meeting. I just also want to say many thanks to all of the staff members, council members, and hundreds of volunteers who have been part of the many successes of the past 25 years in our town. We're grateful to all of you. Please join me in applauding them. Thank you. We'll now move to agenda item number 5, which is a report from Guilford County Sheriff's Office, and I'll invite Sergeant Ryan Seals forward to offer that report. Thank you for being here tonight.
Good evening, Council. For the month of October, we responded to 199 calls for service within town limits, resulting in 19 formal case reports being filed. Most of the reports that we dealt with for the month dealt with misdemeanor larcenies and shopliftings at area businesses. We had one B&E, a motor vehicle case, not at the town park. And over the weekend, we did have an incident where we had 4 juveniles attempt to break into the Wendy's overnight. We're still working to identify those young men and have a talk with them. Spoke with Deputy Clerk Royal yesterday morning about a traffic complaint regarding 2 cars racing in Town Park. We have identified the subjects involved. We have paid a visit to their houses, had a long discussion with them. They know the repercussions that are coming their way should this activity continue, and they are on our radar. So we will be dealing with them accordingly if any more complaints come about.
Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you. I'd also like to thank you. I heard a lot of people talking on Nextdoor about how great it was that the Guilford County Sheriff's Office was out on Haw River Road on Halloween, keeping people driving slowly. We appreciate that.
So I'll pass that along.
Thank you. We'll now move to item number 6, a report from the Oak Ridge Fire Department. Who's up tonight? Thank you for being here.
All right. Good evening, council. My name is Kyle Solomon. We run a total of 95 calls throughout the month. Most of them were emergency medical calls, so on like that. We run 29 service calls. That can range from anything from vehicle unlocks to anything in that nature. Run a total of 14 false alarms, BCO alarms, fire alarms, anything in that agenda. Run a total of 2 vehicle fires on the highway. Run a total of 46 medical calls, and run total of 2 structure fires, 2 building fires. Throughout that month, the Oak Ridge Fire Department in a whole performed 446 and a half hours of training. I will give you an update on the training center that we are putting up. Today was the last day for the permit. So they're going to be moving forward promptly with that. Grading should start within the next 2 weeks. Building should be up by the end of December is what we're hoping. That's not a inset date, but that's what we're hoping for.
That's great.
That's terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
love how you guys share the excitement of coming here every month. Everybody gets a turn, right?
Oh, yeah, I love coming. I like sharing out.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. I was going to say share the burden, but I guess that wasn't correct. Okay. We'll now move to item number 7, the town manager's report, and we'll turn to town manager, Mr. Bill Bruce.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A handful of administrative approvals this evening. Committee appointments. The first request is for a reappointment of Barbara Engel and Brian Hall to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Council, is there a motion on this matter?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we reappoint Barbara Engel and Brian Hall to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. And thank you, Barb and Brian. I know Barb's here tonight. Thank you for being willing to continue to serve.
Second request is a request to appoint Paul Carney and Emma Millard as alternates to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Council?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we appoint Paul Carney and Emma Millard as alternates to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on this one? If not,
Just like to point out that Paul is here. You might want to stand up. Hey,
thank you. If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. And congratulations, you are now an alternate, and so is Emma Millard. Thank you.
Also a request to appoint Corinne Pickford as an alternate to the Board of Adjustment.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we appoint Corinne Pickford as an alternate to the Board of Adjustment.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries, and Corinne is appointed as an alternate. We're very grateful to her.
Thank you. The next item is approval of the 2024 meeting schedule. As per our usual, we are avoiding the 4th of July holiday. The 4th of July falls on a Thursday this year, so the July meeting is proposed to go to the second Thursday in July. No conflicts with Easter week, and committee meetings in November and December have been moved forward a week to accommodate Thanksgiving and Christmas breaks.
Sounds good. Is there a motion on this matter?
yes, Matt. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, George.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I make a motion we approve the holiday schedule as presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion on this item? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries, and the 2024 meeting schedule is approved.
Also in your packets is the 2024 proposed holiday schedule. As per our usual, we are following the state of North Carolina proposed holiday schedule, and I request approval.
Council, is there a motion on this?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the 2024 holiday schedule.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any comments on this? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries, and the 2024 holiday schedule is approved. Thank you. Is there any other business?
Two other items for council's consideration this evening. One is an additional committee appointment to reassign Randy Collins as an alternate to a full member of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. And to further clarify, he will be the ORYA appointment to that board.
Thank you. Council, is there a motion on this matter?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we appoint Randy Collins as the Oak Ridge Youth Association's representative on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board.
And a full member.
And a full member.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries.
I'd like
And-
to point out that Randy Collins is back there in the back. Randy, stand up so everybody can see you.
He'll be reporting. He'll be standing.
Everybody gets this treatment now. Thank you, Randy, for being willing to serve. Congratulations. We'll now move to, did you have
Anything
another
else?
item? Sorry.
I did have one
Sorry,
other
Mr. Bruce.
project update to report to council, just an opportunity to report on our recent cybersecurity audit. On the week of October 16th, if you came into Town Hall, you probably noticed that the conference room was full of laptops and four gentlemen that were dutifully reviewing our networks and security protocols. This was the National Guard Cybersecurity Response Force Assessment Team. Those four National Guardsmen conducted a thorough and comprehensive cybersecurity analysis of our servers and connected devices to ensure that we're following all recommended best practices to protect the town's data. And this is a free service offered by the National Guard. We were thrilled that they were able to come to Oak Ridge and conduct this analysis, a great opportunity to benefit from their expertise. We're awaiting the full report, but I'm happy to report that our systems are in very good shape. There'll be some settings and policies that we'll adopt as part of their analysis, but overall, we're doing good things, and that's mostly the work of our IT consultant, Bill Stone, with Stone PC Works, and we appreciate his work for us. So just wanted to report on that good news.
Thank you. Yeah, that must have been an interesting process. I kept wanting to, go in and listen to what they're saying, but I'm sure I wouldn't have understood it. So, thank you. We'll now move on to item number 8, which is the first of 2 periods for public comment. People who want to speak will be asked to raise their hand, come forward, state their name and address for the record, and are asked to keep their comments under 3 minutes in length, and I'll ask our deputy town clerk to keep time. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? Mr. Stone, come on forward.
Mike Stone, 8112 Hunting Hog Road. On October the 21st, my family and I experienced a medical emergency at our home. Called 911, and before I could get off the phone with 911, I can hear sirens, and I can hear them getting close fast. Our fire department's amazing, and these guys and gals, they did a wonderful job, took care of everything, very efficient. But the really neat part about living in a small town is that in the 2 weeks since that event, you're in town and you cross paths with some of the firemen and emergency personnel, and they ask, how's your wife? Is everything okay? I got contacted by Sam, just checking on the family. That's the beauty of living in Oak Ridge. That's the beauty of living in a small town. Our fire department, Sam, please pass along to all your guys what an amazing job they did. Couldn't have asked for anything better.
That's great to hear. Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? Ms. Adams, come on forward.
Good evening. My name is Maria Adams, and I live in Summerfield. And I guess you would say I'm an out-of-towner. But I've been
Can you
very...
provide your full address for the record?
Sure, absolutely.
Sorry.
It's 5999 Morganshire Drive, Summerfield.
Thank you.
Even though I don't live in Oak Ridge, I want to say that I'm so grateful that you all are so welcoming to anybody that comes into Oak Ridge and to the meetings. And we just really appreciate that. And although I don't live here, I'm very involved in the community. My children went to Oak Ridge Elementary. I've been a former member and a former board member of the Merchants of Oak Ridge, and I participate in your community events and volunteer in your community events as well. So I feel like it's my home away from home. And I appreciate you all making me feel welcome when I come here. So thank you for that. I just wanted to, last time I was here, I introduced myself as the chapter chair for Moms for Liberty in Guilford County, and I just wanted to just reiterate that and then also tell you and the community about a couple events that we have coming up, because this organization is nonprofit, nonpartisan, and is open to anyone. But Moms for Liberty is dedicated to fighting for the survival of America by unifying, educating, and empowering parents to defend their parental rights at all levels of government. And our members consist of parents, grandparents, and concerned citizens. Our members vary in occupation to include teachers, attorneys, business leaders, faith leaders, elected officials, and stay-at-home parents, just to name a few. Our members are a melting pot of diverse ethnicities. We have Americans and African Americans, Hispanic, and people like myself who are Asian American and part Native American. So we have just a variety of members in our group, but we don't focus on what makes us different. We focus on what makes us similar. And the unity in our organization lies in freedom and liberty. And so with that, we focus on a couple of primary goals, and I'm just going to mention one of those, and that's engaging and educating citizens about our God-given liberties and our rights as defined by the U.S. Constitution. We provide civic learning opportunities to our members by teaching the Constitution through small group book studies and through our monthly member meetings. Our next meeting is going to be November the 16th, and we have a guest speaker that's going to come and teach us about the legislative process. So basically how a bill goes from being an idea to a law and all the committees that it goes through. Sometimes that can be very confusing. So it's really good to educate citizens on how that process works so that you can be involved in either providing some ideas for a bill or supporting a bill that you may be supportive of. Secondly, I wanted to mention that we have an upcoming, that we've partnered up with another group called Guilford Patriots, and they are doing a biblical citizenship class. Is that my time?
That's your time.
Okay, all right.
You can
So
finish
just-
your sentence, but
Okay, I'll just finish my sentence. Anyway, we're going to be offering a 8-week course on biblical citizenship, and we wanted to open that up to everyone as well. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you for being here. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak tonight? Seeing no one, we will move on to item number 9, which is our monthly financial update, and I'll invite Finance Officer Sam Adams. I did it again, Anders, forward. You've been Anders for a while, but I went back.
I know,
Sorry.
but trust me, if I was Sam Adams and had the beer company, I would be more than happy to share. I'd probably endow a thing or two.
I'm glad you said that.
But you know, Sam Adams is a good guy. The monthly financials, everyone can get excited. There has been a change. I would call your attention first, if you'll turn to the back 2 pages. This is a 2-page supplementary schedule. And this is a work in progress because we are working, we're going to be consulting with the auditors on presentation. An enterprise fund's a little different, but just in general, the first page you'll see are the assets, which consist of the bank account for the Water Enterprise Fund, the accounts receivable of $4,630.57, and the meters inventory. And down below, the equity, which is unrestricted. We've got current year income of $19.35, which is some interest. And then most importantly, down on the bottom, under revenue, We collected, well, we have billed through our third party, we've billed tap fees. So that is everything they had billed for the month. There was 3 additional tap fees that were performed after this billing had been cycled. So this is kind of momentous. The Water Fund has had bills sent out and collecting for the connections. And down below, you can see our management fee. We're going to be working on doing some modifications and detailed breakdown on the budget as adopted. Bill and I gave our best estimate guess at that time as to what we would be having expenses on and how things would run in numbers. So we will be working on this. We're also working on verifying some of the information on the system valuations and numbers that came over and how best to book that. And again, I'm leaning on our audit firm because reason so, if we work together, we make it a whole lot easier next year and faster in the audit process. Because as we've talked about before, the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, if I had a time machine, they would not exist. They do some really unusual things, and that's I like the Internal Revenue Code to read compared to their code. At least I can understand the IRC. And Martha's over there going, amen. I must be preaching to the choir on that one. But that's kind of an inside joke for accountants, but the governmental accounting standards are a little unusual. But that's the main thing that we've added. I intend to continue having a supplementary schedule. We're still including the performance of it in our combined financials with all the funds and everything in your regular financial statements. For the month, we did have, as usual, a good, strong position on cash in our fund balances. For the month, we brought in $138,390 of property taxes. Sales tax came in. We also, pretty much our normal sales tax, property tax, but we also had some interest for October, tap fees for the Water Enterprise Fund, the ABC distribution, other park revenues, special event park revenues, miscellaneous income from the collection of penalties, and some donations to the Veterans Honor Green. For the month, on item A, I received information today. We've remittance coming on property taxes of $15,653.31 and $8,274.36 for motor vehicle. So we're going to have a collection of $23,927.67 for October. And we've seen this kind of up and down with the collection system. We expect November, December, we will see probably similar. December will probably tick up, and then January is usually a monster collection. So that's kind of what we're expecting. On C, our investments, we're still monitoring those, and we're talking with the, one of our banks actually called the day after the public announcement of the monies in the state budget, wanting to know if they could be of service and find a nice warm place to store that money for us. I got to give them credit. They were right on the ball. But I'd rather have a banker calling me than me having to hunt a banker down. But they were very gracious and very tongue-in-cheek, but said, if you need a place to put that today, we've got it. And I was like, just let us get it in and we'll be working. But all of them are working and trying to get us the best rates they can. So that's some good news. Supporting staff with grant compliance throughout the month still, the normal stuff there. The audit work is complete. We're working with the auditors on the statement preparation component. The presentation will be at the December meeting. The other one, F, all the ARPA funds dedicated and restricted to the park have now been extinguished. And we moved into the draw on the loan for the payment to Bar Construction. So our plan with the ARPA and then into the loan, we'll be sending the stuff in for the PARTIF grant. We're following along in the methodology of maintaining and keeping things as low as possible on that interest component. But everything so far is good. The one thing that I really want to compliment is everybody on staff worked together. This is the first time with the other construction projects, Truist, or back then it was BB&T, had a fairly simple procedure that we had, after you did it the first time, we learned, and the second time it went really quick. This time, they had some restrictions, and with different things, and it's a different time. Bill got aerial photos of the site. We arranged a site visit. Terry met the banker, carried him around and let him look at the site. My office got the paperwork in. From the time that we put the first contact to the bank to when the money hit our accounts was roughly 72 hours.
Wow.
But everybody got together, they needed a tour, and they needed pictures. I expected Bill was going to go up there like this. I don't know where he absconded with a
Drawn.
with a drone at, but he got some really good pictures and sent them, and you could literally see everything in all stages. You could blow it up and look down at everything they were doing.
Pretty cool.
So we got it all handled, good relations with BB&T, so that's moving forward. And the last thing is, we made the annual remittance of penalties. When the county collects all our property taxes, there's a certain amount of penalties. This year, it ended up being the portion that went to the schools was $315 in pocket change. We went through our normal procedure, did that, but also pursuant to the settlement in Town of Oak Ridge v. Jones, there was a collection of a penalty that was remitted at 80% level with legal guidance was remitted also. So both of those have been taken care of. We're on a cycle normally for the annual with the property tax penalty collection. With this one, there was no sense in waiting until later in the year or waiting a year until it was time to do it again. We went ahead and got everything processed. So all that money's been sent to the law firm for the schools, and we're in compliance on everything. So right now, we're just waiting to get the financials and get those presented to you. Everything's going to the state, and we're overall in strong shape and moving forward in accordance with our plans.
Great, thank
it.
you. Any questions from council? If not,
This question may be more appropriate for the Water Committee. Do we have a sense for how much we're going to have to supplement the water fund until we get profitable? Because it's going to be a while before.
Right at this time, no, sir, we've not, I've not been involved in any discussions with them on that subject matter.
All right, then I'll ask the Water Committee that. Okay.
Yeah.
thank you, and thank you for including the Water Enterprise Fund report. And I just want to point out that was also reviewed by the Water Advisory Committee at their regular meeting last week. So I'm glad we're on this train now to keep the reporting separate and keep it clear. Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the finance officer's report?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion, we accept the finance officer's report as presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries, and the report is accepted, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate all that you do. We will now move to item number 10, a series of committee reports from several of our many committees, and we'll ask committee chairs to keep those to 3 minutes. First, we'll start with special events. Ms. Dumchowski, come on down.
Patty Domchowski, 7320 Hidden View Drive. Our Veterans Fund total for the month of October is $12,586. This includes the $7,383 grant money that was given by the Town Council. Thank you so very much. Bids have been sent out again and are expected back by mid-November. Our Veterans Day ceremony is set for Saturday, November 11th, right here at Town Hall at 10 a.m. The Scouts will again be participating, and our speaker will be the Reverend Roy Carter from Central Baptist Church here in Oak Ridge. We invite everybody to join us here to honor our veterans. The celebration that we had at the Benbow's House 200th anniversary was a wonderful success and raised over $1,100 for the Veterans Fund. Thanks to all the volunteers, all the attendees, and to Kyle Smythe for welcoming us in his beautiful home. Our Light at the Night event planning continues to be put in place. Barb Engels working with the craft and food vendors, the Grinch tractor, and of course, the highlight of the visit from Santa. Amy Karakoff and Diana Macklin are coordinating the actual setup of the luminaries, and Sue Madison is working on our advertising for the event. Volunteers will be setting up on Wednesday, November 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please look out on social media for all the sign-up details. Our plans for the 25th volunteer anniversary continue to move forward. And special thank you to Genevieve and Ashley Royal for all their help with our events from Heritage Day and to the Benbow House. The committee wishes also to send get well wishes to Sandra Smith and hope for a speedy recovery. Thank you to the Town Council for all your support. Any questions?
I think actually we should allow you 4 minutes since
You
you
know,
report on so many things.
You know, I'm thinking.
Special dispensation for the Special Events Committee to have extra minute.
Hey, Patty,
Yes.
could you say a word about the sponsor that we've gotten for our Light Up the Night event?
Okay, Ramil, I don't know if I say her name.
Amelia?
Ramelia has.
Siegel, yeah.
Siegel, one of our local real estate people, has asked to sponsor Light Up the Night and has given $2,000 to help us out on this. So surely use that in a good place. So,
Veterans Honor Green, right?
there you go. Okay.
And what's the total now that, is it
You
around
know, I didn't-
240
I'm
something?
242, I think it is, or
Okay.
somewhere up in there. So Sandra's not here, so we have to coordinate that and make sure we both have our sheets in order. So,
Yeah.
Good
Thank you.
job.
Okay?
Thanks.
Good,
Great,
thank you all.
Thank you.
The tree board didn't meet, I don't think, but is there any report? No. Okay. Moving on then to Parks and Rec Advisory Board. Mr. Browning.
Good evening, council. Good evening, everybody. My name is John Browning, 8024 Linville Road, here to give our activities report for the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. We held our meeting October 19th in person and by Zoom. Just a couple items I'd like to highlight. I'd first like to applaud your wise decision in promoting Randy Collins from alternate to the Youth Association representative. Randy's already proven to be a valuable part of our team, and we look forward to working with him as our Youth Association representative. So congratulations again, Randy. He's been will be a valuable person to us, and will do some good work, I'm sure. We are making progress. We've worked for the last few months on, speaking of the Youth Association, on our user agreement. We just got a few items that we need to fine tune, and hopefully we can make some good progress in November to get that close, to have something to submit to you for your approval and review in the December meeting, because again, it does run January 2024. So we're looking forward to hopefully getting a good finished product here in the next near future with that. So we are making some good progress, though. I would like to say again on another topic, the Music in the Park, by all accounts and all measurements, was a huge success this past year. And we're already looking forward to a good success, bigger and better than ever, on the 2024. We have 6 events scheduled, and I think we've already have 3 bands that are booked. So still working on the sponsors. And I'd like to just personally thank and highlight Ashley Royal for her hard work and dedication and being instrumental to the success last year, and I know this year. Again, she must live here. She's always here when I'm here anyway. But we do want to thank Ashley and you know, the people that have helped Ashley along the way, but she's done great with sponsors and making 2023 a success, and we feel the same. We're looking forward to 2024 Music in the Park. That's about all I have. Any questions or comments?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thanks.
Finance Committee didn't meet, so we'll move on to the Water Advisory Board, and I'll invite Mr. Harton forward.
Good evening. Jim Harton, 5901 Pepper Road. The Water Advisory Committee met on October 25th. The first order of business was to just review the progress on the water tank and water system. There really wasn't anything too much to any design changes that were significant for the month, so we moved on to other issues. Probably the most, where we spent most of our time was reviewing the interlocal agreement with Winston-Salem and Forsyth County. We were given a revised draft from Winston-Salem and Forsyth County, so we went through that pretty much item by item. The most significant of these items was the addition of a one-time reserve capacity fee of $224,000 for 350,000 gallons per minute per day. Also, there were several clauses related to the cost and design of possible future additional supply lines that Forsyth County, Winston-Salem may have to construct in the future to provide water to Oak Ridge. After reviewing, these issues are very complicated and certainly require further discussion and negotiation with Winston-Salem, Forsyth County before proceeding. Relative to our current water system, Josh Powers of EnvironLink indicated that meters have been installed in 3 additional houses, bringing up the total at Honeycutt Reserve to 10 homes. Bullet lockouts have been installed in other construction areas and will remain in place until the building permits are issued for the new construction. And as previously indicated, we did review the income statement and balance sheet of the Water Enterprise Fund. That's it. Any questions?
Yeah, do we have a sense for how much the town's going to have to supplement the enterprise fund going out? Do we have like?
Not at this time. I mean, the new enterprise fund balance sheet was very new to us, so it's very preliminary at this point. So the answer's not at this time, Jim.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Nope, I don't think so. Thank you so much. We'll now move to Historic Preservation Commission, and I think Ms. Engel is here. Thank you for being here.
Good evening. It's Barbara Engel, 8524 Rosedale Drive, Oak Ridge. The HPC did not meet this past month, October 18th, 2023, due to the fact that we did not have any COAs to review. The Historic Heritage Grant Committee reviewed and awarded a grant to Sam Anders for restoration work on the Moore House with input from outside experts. A meeting is being set up by the Historic Heritage Grant Committee to review a grant requested by Amy Klug for the old mill and some of the outbuildings. The historic walking tours of Orma on October 14th during the Bridge to the Ridge event went really well. Mayor Schneider conducted the town's engaging the audience, conducted the tours. You'd think I could read with my glasses on. Engaging the audience and presenting educational information. About 25 people participated. One of the owners of Oakhurst, Janie Foy, joined us for a short time in front of her home. On October 21st, Mayor Schneider also led a tour of the west end of the historic district for about a dozen people. HPC member and Oak Ridge native Courtney Benbow Harton attended and added helpful information about her family history. A good time was had by all. Additional tours will be offered in the early spring. And I'd like to welcome Paul and Emma Millard to the HPC as alternates. Any questions?
Thank you so much. We'll now, no, Planning and Zoning didn't meet, right? Okay, then we'll move on to Mountains to the Sea.
I have just one announcement.
Okay.
They did meet, and we have a workday scheduled for November the 18th. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 12. That's a Saturday. We'll be meeting at the Linville Road Trailhead for the Headwaters Trail, and it will be more or less a maintenance day to get everything cleaned up and ready to put to bed for the winter. We're going to do some grooming and a little bit of rerouting, and we would like to have probably 15 people. So there is a sign up out there on the Facebook page.
Thank you. I hope people will consider being a part of that. And Conservation Easement Committee did not meet, so we'll move on to community organizations, starting with the Oak Ridge Youth Association. Mr. Collins, I guess will you continue, you were the Community Relations Director.
Having talked to Randy Collins, 4514 Peoples Road. I hope to continue, maybe combine that role possibly. So
that would be great.
Just like to thank everyone for the support and the nomination tonight for this role. I'll take it very seriously and have started trying to work, through just helping out with all the Parks and Rec and the Town Council and the ORYA. Just, again, thanks for the support. I got big shoes to fill. I'd like to thank Kelly Riddle for, paving the way these years and doing such a great job. So hopefully I can fill those big shoes, or at least the heel of it, I feel like. So tonight I thought I would start off with, I've been working on the agreement between the Town Council, the ORYA, and Parks and Rec, and just looking at it, reviewing it. And I thought tonight would be a great way to start off by just doing the preamble of that agreement, what the town says in the agreement to Parks and Rec and ORYA in our community. And here's, I could paraphrase a little bit here, so it's lengthy, but the town of Oak Ridge and ORYA are committed to providing superior facilities and sports programs for the youth athletics in this community. I think it's very obvious from what Terry and the Parks and Rec have done that that has happened for sure, and continued success in that. Town states also, through the dedication of ORYA volunteers and community supporters, ORYA continues to offer high-quality sports program to local youth in the town of Oak Ridge. That's another support, that's just part of the preamble. Last but not least, the town of Oak Ridge recognizes the hard work and dedication of the many volunteers and sponsors who provide this valuable service for the residents of Oak Ridge. I just thought, beginning in this position tonight, that'd be a great way to start of how we feel between all the groups. So that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you. I thought Ms. Williams was going to be here from the Oak Ridge Military Academy, but I don't see her. So we'll move on to the elementary school. Ms. Lotion isn't here. Okay. She was planning to be here. So then we'll move on to the report that we added with the amendment to the agenda, which is for the Triad ABC Board. Mr. Barbary.
I'm Jim Barbary. I live at 7903 Quiet Place, and I'm here for the Triad Municipal ABC Board. Our sales are up for the third straight month. Year-on-year sales are up 1.82%. The top selling product still is Tito's. I think it always will be Tito's. People love vodka, and we love for them to love vodka. We're the fifth largest board in the state, and we hold that. The Christmas inventory went in November 1 yesterday, so if you need the little glasses, get on in there and get them. So we got a couple, I think, downside items coming at us. The North Carolina legislature is looking at Sunday liquor sales. This would be increased cost with probably not increased sales. So that's not a good thing. We're kind of hoping they won't pass that. But we don't think this is going to increase sales because you've got the same people. They'll just add another day to shop, but they won't buy more liquor. Another thing we've got coming is Summerfield is planning to move their ABC store from US 220 to Highway 68 down towards the Sheets. This is what we're hearing. If this happens, this will draw from our store. Our experience when this happens is initially we will have a loss of sales. Then generally it kind of comes back. Now, one of the things that we as a board can do, and there's only so much we can do, we will stock the Oak Ridge store over the top during this period. If that store does come to be and does open, we'll just keep the Oak Ridge store overstocked so that anybody's looking for anything, they'll find it in Oak Ridge. Now to the good part of the report, we got a check for the last quarter, which was July through September, for $44,247, which is an increase over the same quarter last year of a little over $2,000. And in September, Oak Ridge purchased 11,917 bottles of whiskey. That's a 437 bottle increase over this time last year.
Yeah.
Now, Summerfield is actually part of the Greensboro ABC
They are
system.
not, yeah, right, they're in a different ABC board.
What I'm saying, so it's actually the Greensboro ABC system that wants to move the store to
Yes,
Sheets.
yes.
It's not Summerfield.
Exactly, okay, yes.
Yeah, I just want to clarify, it's not Summerfield doing
It's
anything to
not
us.
Summerfield, the town of.
It's the
No,
Greensboro.
It's Greensboro.
Greensboro's ABC
And,
board.
and this will have to go before the state ABC board, but they never turn anything down.
Okay. All right.
But you are talking about a location that is currently in Summerfield on 220 that would be moving.
It's right by the
Right.
Food Lion.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Well, I don't know, I've never been.
Up to a new location?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Between us, we know where all the ABC stores are, right?
I think so.
Thank you for your report. We'll now move to item number 12, a second period for public comments. Again, we ask speakers to provide their name and address and to keep their comments to 3 minutes or less. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? Okay, yeah, we have a taker.
Only 3 minutes, though, Patty.
I just wanted to thank Ann for the walking tours. I attended the one in October, and I always thought I knew a lot about Oak Ridge. I read about it, a lot of things about it, but there were so many interesting things that came out. Martha was there, George was there, and it was just a really good morning. And our hidden gem was Courtney Horton back there was a hidden gem when we were going through this, especially with the Oak Ridge Elementary School. We learned a lot of things about that. If you look at the building, the front building, you can see all the side doors that were actually the entrances to the classrooms before. And Courtney said she used to bring her dog with her to school, and he would just sit right outside that door waiting for her to come in. So a lot of good, interesting things, and I hope more people take advantage of it when you have the next one. Thank you.
Thank you. One of the new people who attended put this really cute, I think it's called a reel, I'm not very good at this stuff, on Instagram today. That was that new couple who, or they aren't new, but we met them. And it was really nice that some new faces joined us on that tour. Thank you. Are there any other comments? If not, we'll close this period for public comment, and we'll move to a period for council comments. We'll start with Councilman Sullivan.
Thank you. I'll be brief. We didn't have any new business tonight, but that doesn't mean there are not a lot of things going on in Oak Ridge. You heard our committee reports. We have a whole lot of things happening. This is a great time of year. We're coming into the Christmas season. There'll be a lot of additional activities that the town will have for our citizens to enjoy. And I hope everyone comes out and takes part in all of that. Perhaps the most important thing going on, though, is we have an election coming up. And historically, in a municipal election like this, less than 20% of our eligible voters in Oak Ridge actually vote. So I would encourage everyone, please vote, and please be informed if you do vote. As happens in every election, there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of good factual information as well. It's easy to discern between them if you take the time. So please vote and please inform yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Pittman.
Ditto.
To take your whole 3 minutes? No, there's no time limit.
Well, no, I was sitting here thinking about all the great things that are going on in Oak Ridge over the next couple of months. It's like we're just carrying the celebrations all the way through to the end of the year, and we could not do it without our volunteers. I'm always talking about our volunteers, and we say it a lot, but it is truly a blessing to live somewhere where the residents are engaged. And yes, everyone, please come out and vote. Early voting is open tomorrow. The two closest are Burr Mill Park and the Deep River Recreation. It's also open on Saturday. If you need times, I have it with me. And of course, on Tuesday. Looks like Tuesday's going to be a pretty day. I hope I just didn't jinx it. And so there'll be no rainy day excuses. I hope to see all of you there.
Great, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Kinnaman.
Yes, this town runs on our volunteers, and it's amazing what you accomplish. And I was joking about Patty needing 4 minutes, but she does need 4 minutes sometimes for all the things that they do. It's amazing what they do. I don't know when she sleeps, but it's amazing. As always, please, we're entering into the holiday season. Between now and the beginning of next year, just about every major religion will have a holiday of some sort. And also we have Thanksgiving, which is kind of a general non-sectarian holiday. So as in the spirit of the holiday, please try to give blood if you can. It's something that we haven't been able to manufacture. So if you're able to give blood, it's a great gift. You're able to save 3 people's lives. As far as voting goes, the key thing with the early voting is if you're not registered to vote, you can vote. You can register and then vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for from up here. As Councilman Sullivan said, there's plenty of information out there for you to decide who you should vote for. But please get informed, and I think that's about it. Again, please get out and vote if you can, and please go out and donate if you can. Blood. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilman McClellan.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Kind of the same thing. I mean, thanks to the volunteers. I mean, if it weren't for you, this town would not be what it is today. And yes, a lot of things are being done. I mean, we've seen with the reports of our, committees tonight. Water, we're making progress on it we've been talking about the water, for 25 years. And now we're almost at that point where it will become a reality. And also, I noticed that this week when talking to constituents, 2 of them in 2 days brought up the same thing. They thought the need for a flashing signal that warns people about the stoplight at 68 and Alcorn. So what I would like to do is to give a little instruction, if I could, to staff that we should look into that. What do you think? I mean, I do. Yeah.
Staff has already been asked to look into that issue, so that's already happening.
Excuse me, I have.
Oh, sorry, I was just helping out.
And but anyway, I do instruct you to go ahead and let's take.
Councilman McClellan, we've already made a call into DOT for that.
So we have already done that.
That's correct.
Then I take back. Well, thank you. So, because, but I was amazed how, in my calls this week, how many that subject came up. And so I had promised that I would, and I have done so. And anyway, I want to thank everybody. And yes, we do have an election coming up. And, please vote. And I think that this is the vitality of our system depends upon you, our voters. And I want to thank everybody. And once again, it's an honor to serve you.
Thank you. And I want to thank everyone for being here tonight and the citizens who spoke and all the committee chairs who spoke. We appreciate it. And yes, I think several people saw the issue that was raised on Nextdoor by a young woman who was in a wreck there, so that may have come out of that.
Well,
and
I think that's probably true. And of course, we've got another hot spot, which is apparently in front of my home. We've had 2 accidents. And probably in less than a month. The last one was just the other day where the car went through the fence.
Oh, wow.
And
I'm just so impressed by passing your house.
I mean,
should I yell at them for taking up my time?
I'm just going like, wow.
Yeah, we're always concerned, but we have a great staff who follows up on these things in a timely way. I want to say again, happy anniversary to Oak Ridge. the celebrations aren't over, but I hope that all of you are as proud to live here as I am, and I want to encourage you, if you are proud, to get your anniversary swag. We have T-shirts for sale in the back, as well as ornaments that can be put on Christmas trees or just hang around your house because they're cute. And don't miss our November 11th observance of Veterans Day. And I won't say anything else about voting except that I know everyone here will vote, and I hope everyone listening will vote. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. This is a wonderful month, as you said, the beginning of the holidays, and I love Thanksgiving, and I hope you all have a happy holiday. Thank you.
Yay.
We will now move, since we added a closed session to our agenda, Council, per our amended agenda, is there a motion to go into a closed session per NC statute to consult with the town attorney on a matter of attorney-client privilege?
Make a motion. We go into closed session.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion carries, and we will go into closed session in a separate room. Members of the public are welcome to remain or leave as they see fit. Council, is there a motion to return to open session?
Madam Mayor, make a motion, we go back into open session.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, and we are back in open session, and we can now adjourn.
Actually, no decisions were made.
I don't think we have to say no decisions were made.
Don't we have to say something? I thought we always had to say. We don't have to report it? Okay, cool.
So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries, and we are, boom, adjourned.